welcome back, one and all. Thank you so much for joining us for another video here on Gameyaaad TV. Now, in this video, we will be looking on the first day of the second test between Australia and West Indies. And boy, I tell you, the West Indies bowlers, they were impressive today again. And before I get into the details of the day's play, please remember to hit that subscribe button. I notice that many of you are watching the videos, but you are not subscribing, you are not liking the video. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, and even share your comment as to what would have transpired today on day one in Grenada. Now, at the start of the day's play, Australia, they would have won the toss, and they would have been elected to bat first. And mark you, it is a pitch that I think most of the West Indians, they have not played a test match. In fact, it's only 4 test matches would have played in Grenada, that stadium, right? And the Australians, they would have taken the chance of batting first. And I suspect because they don't know how the pitch will play, when it comes down to about the 4th or the 5th day, right? So I think they would have taken their chances to bat first. And I think the pitch, initially today, the pitch would have, given the bowlers some, lateral movement. And I mean, I would have seen some extra bounce as well. In fact, I can remember that, that delivery that would have, dismissed Travis said that was a ball with extra bounce, and I think that it surprised him. And also I would have seen, variable bounce in terms of low bounce, and that wicket that Alzari would have bowled Captain Pat Cummins. So I mean, there is some level of variable bounce on the wicket, as well as you might get some balls, bouncing, are higher than expected. But overall, I think the pitch, played reasonably well today, and we would have seen that partnership between Bo Webster and Alex Carey today. It was, I think they would have made 112 partnership. So most of the top Australian batters, they would have gotten start, and I think it's only Steve Smith did not get any start, but most of the other batters did get start today, but they were unable to carry on. As it relates to the West Indies, we did not start very well at the top with Shamar Joseph and Jaden Seals. I think they did not make full use of the new ball. They were a bit wayward today, not holding a steady line on length as we would have seen in the Barbados test. But I think when Alzari, Joseph and Anderson Phillips were introduced to the bowling attack, I think they would have started to put some pressure on the Australian batters. And they were, I think they bowled reasonably well, especially in that first session leading up to lunch, where we would have gotten 4 wickets, because the Australians, they would have started well. I think they were at 47 without loss, and then we pegged them back to about 50 for 3. As for me, my best bowler today would have been Alzari Joseph. I think he was superb today with his line and length. He was very consistent today with his line and length, and as you know, he will give you a little bit of aggression here and there, but he was very, very excellent with his line and length today, and he would have reaped success with 4 for 61 today from his 15.5 overs. And Jaden Seals would have supported him well today with 2 wickets as well, and the other bowlers, Shamar Joseph, Anderson Phillips and Justin Graves, would have taken a wicket apiece. The West Indies bowlers, they have been bowling really well in this series so far. And let me talk a little bit about Jaden Seals, because Jaden Seals has not been bowling really well in my estimation, and I think he would have mentioned it, having taken that 5 in the first test. But it just shows you that Jaden Seals is really a wicket taker, because he has taken 8 wickets in the series so far, and he has not been at his best. Jaden Seals has taken 8 wickets at an average of 21.87, 2 behind Shamar Joseph, who has been leading with 10 wickets in the series so far, at an average of 19.6. So it just show you that the West Indies bowlers, they have been really bowling well in this series, right? As a collective unit. Now, and one other thing I need to mention about West Indies bowlers, each we would have played 3 innings so far, and they would have bowled out Australia in our 3 innings, and that speak volume about our bowling attack, right? So I've been really impressed with the way the guys have been bowling as a collective unit. The only drawback with the bowling, especially for today, it was the rate that Australia was scoring right throughout the innings. They were scoring at over 4 right throughout the innings, and that's something that Ravi Rampal will need to look on, right? Especially going into the second innings, right? We have to be able to build pressure. We can't be giving up, so many runs. Right, we have to, in test match cricket, you have to find a way how to build pressure, and that's the way how you price out wickets in test matches. So that's something that we need to improve upon in the next innings, right? And we still would have dropped 2 catches today, and we have dropped 9 catches in the series so far, and that's something that we need to improve upon. Again, our ground feeling would have been, bits and pieces today. We were not good, right? But we were good in some cases. You can remember even that run out of Bo Webster by Casey Carter, that was superb. But we have to improve on our ground feeling. We would have missed a few run out chances today, which could have pegged back the Australians some more. So those are some of the things that we need to be, we need to improve upon going into the second inning. Now, the big question today is, I think we were let off the hook by the umpires this afternoon. The players would have, come out on the field, and then the umpires would have, checked the lighting and realized that the lighting was poor, and so we would have been spared that little tricky period there towards the end of the day. And I think that was a reprieve on the part of the West Indies, right? I think Australia would have felt bad about not being able to bowl late this evening, because I suspect they would be confident that they could have taken a few wickets tonight. But so the acid test for the West Indies batting lineup will be early tomorrow, and I think my objective for our batting order, and something that I have seen with this batting lineup under coach Darren Sammy. I think Darren Sammy, and this is something that I've been calling, for, we have to play some level of cricket that is fearless, right? And we have to give batters, the impetus to play their natural game. And that is something that I've seen Darren Sammy trying to implement in this new batting lineup. Now, I think our main objective tomorrow is that we need that first session. It may be sound cliche by now, but that first session will be crucial tomorrow. We can't, allow ourselves to lose a lot of wickets, right? We would have seen where Australia start to collapse in their top order. We can't allow that to happen with us. Australia would have been 2 innings now. Australia consecutive innings. They would have been, speared by their middle order, right? With Travis Head and Bo Webster in the game before, along with Alex Carey, and Bo Webster and Alex Carey also in this match, right? But we can't afford that to happen to us tomorrow. So we have to bat really well tomorrow. Know that we are going out here to play with intent, but John Campbell, we have to use our I know that going out there tomorrow we have the intent of scoring runs, and that is not a bad thing, right? But our aggression needs to be tempered, right? We have to have controlled aggression rather than that aggression similar to T20 cricket. You can't be, overly aggressive, right? We have to have some control in terms of the risk that we are taking. So I think our main focus tomorrow, we need to get, to 150, first without losing, a lot of wickets, right? 3 wicket minimum, maximum you want to get to 150, and then we can push on from there, right? So I mean, the pitch, as I said, has some, variable bounce. So I expect Casey Carty, Brathwaite to kind of, hold the innings together a bit. And also Ruston Chase in the middle there to hold the innings, play that anchoring role. But I know that John Campbell will play his natural aggressive game. Brandon King, Shea Hope, right? So, and Justin Grieve, I think he played superbly well in that last innings in Barbados, and I hope that he can carry that, momentum into this inning. So, all in all, I think our main focus tomorrow, we need to get to 150, losing, 3 wicket at maximum, and then we can push on from there. I know that the Australians will be coming, gun blazing, but we have, to stem, that tide, and also to push on to get, to that 286 runs. So all in all, I think the game is evenly poised, probably a little bit towards, us. I guess it all depends. I think we can't really judge the day's play, even though we would have bowled out Australia. But I think largely it will, be on how we approach this 286. That's going to be critical. Right, so I can't really say, even though we would have bowled out Australia, which is a good thing, right? But our main issue is not really our bowling. Our main issue is with our batting. So I would have to see how we approach this 286, and then I can give a more, overall, view in terms of how we would have played. All right, thank you so much for joining us today, and please stay tuned to Gameyaaad TV for much more to come. God bless.
Belo, 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 belo.